Alrighty guys, that is another one in the books. Another coming up short. It was frustrating to come up short, but it is what it is. We gotta look forward to the next one and just take the positives out of this one, that I didn't zero. I got good points, and that's really all that matters right now. But I did finish the day with 2 smallmouths to weigh in, and it was for 6 pounds 5 ounces, putting me in 40th or 41st place. It was one of them, but he only needed 710 to cut a check, so I missed it by a pound and a half roughly. It was kind of a struggle today. It was really windy, like 20 plus mile an hour, and we had quite a bit of rain, and it was just a tough day. But I mean, I'm going to do a recap. I've never done that before, but we're going to do a recap and show you what I caught, what we were fishing, all that. And I'll do a more in-depth video later on down the road. Huh. guys, we're going to go ahead and do the recap part of this tournament. And it was on Wheeler Lake for Alabama, and it was for the Choo Choo Division BFL. Well, we were boat number 25, and blast off started at 7. Our first spot was probably a minute, if that. It was probably like 30 seconds from where we blasted off. Now, there was no off limit, so we could fish anywhere we wanted, but we started off on this main lake point about 30 seconds after we blasted off, and we still had boats still running behind us and running in front of us. And so we pulled up, and it was really windy, 20 plus miles an hour, and it was really windy. It was a little stained to the water. So the first bait I threw was this 3/8 ounce Yank Chatterbait, and it had a Kietech 3.3 or 3.8 white with just like a white with glitter, but that's what I was throwing. Just a 3/8 ounce white Yank Chatterbait, and I would fire it as far as I could with this. I was using a 7'6" Duckett Ghost heavy Crankin rod, and that has with this chatterbait, that has a good amount of bend to it. That way you can get the fish hooked up, you won't pull it out of his mouth, and it still has enough backbone to really get that hook driven in good. I had that with 14-pound K9 Fluorocarbon, and this is a 6-4-1 Lews, I don't even remember, speed spool, I know that. But I was just slinging it out there as far as I could, and then just kind of not fast, but it was like a slow rolling it. Yeah, I was slow rolling it and just ticking it over grass. And I think my fourth cast, I hooked into the smallmouth. It was like 2 cranks of the handle after I've thrown it out there, and the smallmouth crushed it. And I was fought him for about a minute. Wound up being a 4.5-pound smallmouth. We got him in the boat, got him in live well, and we continued our day. So, and then about 2 hours passed, and we haven't had a bite. And then we pull up to this pea gravel bank, which, for anyone that doesn't know what pea gravel is, here's a rock. I'm just gonna give an example. So pea gravel is kind of similar to that. It's just little rock that's in the lake, and it's all stacked up on each other. You can see like transition banks where you maybe have big chunk rock, and then it'll transition over to little pea gravel rock. But that's what we're targeting, the pea gravel with square bills. So we pull up to the first pea gravel bank, and this isn't a crankbait I was throwing. Sorry about that, GoPro died, so I gotta get the other one. But we're gonna finish this up. So anyways, we're targeting that pea gravel rock, and we're targeting it with square bills. I wasn't throwing this one. I lost the one I was throwing. I was throwing a 1.5 KVD and the Chartreuse with blackback, and I was throwing that on 12-pound K9 Fluorocarbon 7-foot Duckett Crankin rod, and I was throwing that with a Lews carbon fire 7.5-to-1 gear ratio reel. And my boater caught 2 of his on a square bill. His wasn't the 1.5 KVD, but it was anything with Chartreuse is working. And we put up to the spot, found some pea gravel, and it was like second cast I caught one, and it wound up being about a 2-pound smallmouth, and he caught one right after that, and it wound up not measuring. But it was a grind today. I threw everything from a wobble head, a Carolina rig, a shaky head. They just wouldn't touch anything but moving baits, and it just is what it is. I only caught 2, and I weighed in both of them. Gave me some good points to make regionals in Chickamauga this year, and that's really what it's all about. That's my main goal, is to make it to the regional. And the next tournament is on the 7th of April. That is for the Choo Choo Division on Smith Lake. It's got a stupid slot limit that we're gonna have to work with, which you can't keep a fish that's between the 13 and 15 inch range. You gotta throw them all back, so that's gonna be a pain, but it is what it is. That's called fishing, and that's what makes you better at it, is stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of this video. I will catch you guys on the next one, and the next one will be on Smith Lake, Alabama. And yeah, we're gonna hope for some magnum spots there, and we're gonna see what happens. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and Until next time, you guys keep fishing, and I will see you guys later.